Hello everybody, this is Dr. Cole, Monday morning, January 11th, moving into week 2 of Humanities 3143 Comparative Governments for the spring term 2021. Everybody, remember once again looking at your syllabus for the first 3 or 4 weeks of the course. What we are doing is talking about political institutions around the world in general, how political parties, executives, legislatures, constitutions compare around the world one to the other, and what kind of variation we find in the world with regard to those institutions. Before we begin looking at particular countries, which is going to take up most of our time over the course of the term, we will look at a couple of individual countries, 3 I believe, before we stop to take our midterm exam, after we get through this preliminary material. Now, we have our first quiz coming up, and that will be Thursday. Before we take the quiz, which will be available all day Thursday for 24 hours, we will chat online Wednesday evening for 45 minutes beginning at 7 p.m. Central Time. And look for a reminder from me about that in your inbox later this week. You go to the content area of the course website, click online chat, and you may have to click through a couple of times before you get to the chat room if you would like to take part. It's not required to take part, but the technology affords me this way to interact with you, and I'd like to do that before we take our quiz. Now, there's only one reading that's assigned. It's a fairly lengthy reading. You've been sent a link to a website on the Freedom House site, international organization that attempts to defend freedom and democracy throughout the world, and they have published a summary of a lengthy report that they've done on the state of democracy in the world over the course of the year 2020. And this is the kind of thing that comparativists or students of comparative governments are interested in. So read through that material and think about the conclusions that are being drawn about the state of democracy around the world. Now, you want to read through all the way to the end. It starts out by discussing the 3 biggest countries in the world in terms of population and the condition of democracy and human rights in those countries: India, China, and the United States, in that order. Read all the way through to the end. At the end of the document of this webpage, you find a discussion that breaks the world down by regions: Europe, the Americas, Africa, Middle East, Asia, and so on and so forth. Okay, so be sure you read through all the way to the end of those sections. That will wind up that lengthy article that's published on the Freedom House website. You should have a link to that reading. If you did not get it, if you have trouble accessing it, contact me. You should not have any trouble, but if necessary, contact me at david.cole@opsu.edu. So we will chat about that for 45 minutes Wednesday night. Then you'll have all day Thursday, 24 hours to take the quiz, which will consist of 10 true-false items based on that reading assignment. A lengthy article on the Freedom House website about the state of democracy in the year 2020. So that is what we have before us for this week. I'll be getting another quiz assignment out after we complete this quiz on Thursday. But for now, we need to concentrate on this reading about the state of democracy in the world over the course of the year 2020. So be working on that. If you'd like to chat Wednesday night, I look forward to chatting with you. Otherwise, study hard and take it easy, and we'll talk to you again about a week from now at this time.